Pay attention to your agent. Pay attention to what they're telling you on price.
Hello and welcome to Change and the Market, your mindful guide to the ever-changing real estate world. My name is Peyton Beck, and with me, as always, is real estate entrepreneur, trendsetter, and author, two-time best-selling author, Chris Masiello. Chris, how are you today?
Hey, Peyton. Good to be with you. Good to be with our community.
So, Chris, we had just finished talking a little bit before I hit record, and the conversation we're wanting to have today is really about smart pricing. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think a pricing conversation would be pretty timely right now.
So, Chris, what are we seeing, right, with regards, we have a seller's market. What does that mean? What do things look like in 2024? Lay it out for us.
So, we still have a seller's market, and really, it doesn't really matter what source you use, whether it's Zillow or NHAR or National Home Builders, or whatever source you're using, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. It's still a seller's market. The question is, to what degree is it a seller's market? And I think I want to kind of introduce this concept, this thought process, right, of smart pricing. Now, when if you go back 24 months ago, there was an above market premium, right, because interest rates were low, inventory was low, right, and there was kind of a scramble for housing in some way. People were moving across country and things like that. I think people wanted to get settled down, for the pandemic and all that, right? But the reality of it is, even though it's a seller's market, there's really not much of a above market premium. So smart pricing right now would be pricing to the market. And I just want to kind of like parenthetically say that when your house is on the market, prices, like when you set the price, it doesn't go, like you don't raise the price, you only lower the price. So technically, the longer something's on the market, the less it's worth. So smart pricing would be, by example, your agent tells you that your house is worth $400,000, which is about the median price in the country. So the question then becomes, what are my motivations? Now, if I need a kind of a faster sale because I either want to buy something else, or I'm moving across country, or I'm downsizing, or whatever the motivation is, right? It could be any number of things. Then smart pricing on that might be more like a $399 or a $395 or something like that. That might be smart pricing, okay? If you wanted to wait a little bit longer and your motivation maybe isn't as strong, well, maybe it's like a $409, but it's not a $419 or a $435, okay? The market doesn't have that type of premium in it. And so I think that what we've got to stay focused on is kind of the reality is that borrowing costs have gone up for buyers. We're probably not going to see rates come down in any real significant way for, I don't know, say 6 months or so. And kind of the tripwire on rates is 5.5, somewhere between 5.5. That kind of gets affordability back in line, borrowing costs, right? That reduces your borrowing costs for the buyer. And that probably is probably the range that people are looking at, from a, prognostication view, that will start to bring more buyers back into the market. And it will actually bring more inventory into the market because people say, well, it's more affordable now for me to sell.
Do you foreshadow the premiums that we had back during the pandemic or 2020, introduction of 2020? Do we see those same premiums coming back into the market come December of 2024?
It's possible because, look, these are all new dynamics. And to be straight with you, I feel like I talk about this ad nauseum. Like I'm even getting bored with my own conversation, right? Is that we have all new dynamics. Up until the pandemic, you had post-World War II to pandemic dynamics, right? Pandemic's, a global event like World War II was. Now, all of a sudden, you've got now post-pandemic dynamics. And these dynamics are low inventory, still relative historically very low interest rates, even a 6.5 is a historically low rate, right? Historically low rates, and really kind of no and housing prices still going up. Now they're going up, and that depends where you are. It could be anywhere in that 3 to 7 range, right? But that's historically very good too. And so you have all these like dynamics that typically don't live together, but they do now. And I actually don't think it's an anomaly. I think they're going to live together more or less for the foreseeable future. And it's really driven by the fact that we're not supplying the markets nationally, locally, right? With inventory that will, single family bread and butter inventory that meets the demands of the American family. And as long as that exists, this is the market we have. And there's no change on that on the horizon. And even if you started today doing, building 2 or 3 million houses a year, it's still going to take you 5 or 6 years to catch up. But that also means that housing is still a good value, because anytime you have less of something, it's always worth more. So, like you and I were talking before, we went on the air, it's still a good time to sell, because you're going to make money on your house, and you're going to be buying whatever your new house is, leaning into a future market that, yes, I do believe will have premiums in them. And we just got to get rates to come down a little bit. As we're starting to wind down here, right? I really want to impress on everybody: smart pricing. That's really critical right now, because that's how you're going to more efficiently, more effectively, and more timely meet your goals. It's through smart pricing. Pay attention to your agent. Pay attention to what they're telling you on price. We should get a T-shirt that just says "Pay attention to your agent." I think our coworkers really appreciate that. But that is going to do it for us today on this episode of Change and the Market. If you like this video, please like it. Leave a comment below. Share this. Talk to your friends about it. And I think we'll just see you next week with an all-new topic on Change in the Market. Thanks, Peyton. Take care, everybody.